Good day, Dragonslayers. Today I want to talk about the obligation to be heroic. As we think about life, we really have very limited choices. We either engage life or we withdraw from it. And in the heroic choice, we vigilantly look for opportunities to engage life. It is of interest that when Jewish people toast, the toast is l'chaim, which simply means to live, to life. When we greet each other, we say in Hebrew, Shalom, peace. In Arabic, salam, the same meaning. So the idea is that we embrace life with love, with peace. But the next issue is, how does one become heroic? Well, it compels discipline. Heroism is not easy. If something were easy, it may not even be worth doing. But if you are compelling yourself to achieve a mission, to follow a purpose, to get fit, to get healthier, to become more loving, more productive, all of those pro-life choices compels discipline. So if you have a choice, do you get up in the morning or do you linger in bed? The living choice compels that we get up and confront the day. If you have a choice, do we move or are we sedentary? If we have a choice, do we work or do we rest? Of course, there's opportunities for rest, but in most cases, working towards something will be healthy. I'd like to move to another concept that I wanted to share this morning during the holiday seasons, and that is the concept of neurotheology. As many of you are aware, as trained in neuroscience, I'm intrigued with what's going on in the brain and the fact that there are parts of the brain in the amygdala, in the limbic system, that would almost be considered senders and receivers of spiritual information. I suspect that when the Bible refers to various of our biblical heroes hearing the voice of God, the receiver was somewhere in that amygdala limbic system of our brain, probably as well as engaged in parts of the temporal lobe. And why is that? Well, if you look at the world, virtually every elevated civilization in the world has some kind of spiritual belief and spiritual anchor. It explains often heroism of a people. There has to be some conviction that there's an afterlife to allow us to sacrifice ourselves in behalf of a purpose or a people. That can be used in malevolent ways if misdirected. But nonetheless, we do have that capacity to sacrifice, which is driven by the belief that there's something beyond just simply the physical representation of reality that we see right now. There's also evidence by some, Dr. Ian Stevenson in particular, and also Dr. Moody, who refers to evidences of life after life, or if you will, evidences of reincarnation. I'm not really going to go into that today, but there is an awful lot of evidence out there in the world that what we have right now in our physical world is only part of the story. Getting back to our heroic choices, if you decide that you have the capacity for art, for creativity, for work, for success, you must nurture that capacity with your daily choices. I once used the analogy that if I were going to climb Mount Everest, I wouldn't simply just sit and think about it. I would actually go out and do some rucking at altitude, train whenever I could, and so on, and ultimately make the assault of the mountain. So anything worthwhile requires that level of daily investment. And I would suggest that if you really wish to get into your purpose, you schedule it into the day. If you don't have a schedule, then your purpose has very little meaning. If you don't devote time to it, it has little meaning. And if you think about it, time is the one element in our life that is limited. So we need to choose how we use our time on this earth in order to energize our purpose in our direction, whatever that may be. So, be well, shalom, l'chaim, look to the future, and believe in your future. I hope this finds you well, and until next week, pursue your own heroic path.